ourselves for the drop stitch, we have to do a bunch of yarn overs on the previous row. So I kind of left a couple of stitches to show you guys that. So for my yarn overs, I'm supposed to yarn over 4 times, 2, 3, 4, and then knit. So we're gonna work this one more time, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just knit into the next stitch. So my directions tell me to work to the last 4 stitches. And if you notice, I actually have 5 stitches on my needle, and I will show you why. So you do a knit front and back, knit front and back, knit front and back. A knit front and back is just what it is. It's knitting in the front, knitting in the back. And then a knit 2. Now this stitch is actually a yarn over that I place whenever I work a pattern like this. And the reason I do that is so that it keeps your edge a lot looser, and it just makes it look a lot neater as when you get done blocking it. It looks kind of bad there, but trust me, it turns to this, and it just kind of allows, especially if it's a full garter shawl, it's going to give it a little bit more give, so you don't have that weird crescent moon opposed to a straight line. Okay, so now we are on our wrong side, side 2, or row 2, and we are told to slip 1, knit 1. But before we do that knit 1, this is where I like to add that extra yarn over, and then I drop it on the next round. It is very important to make sure you drop it when you add it on the next round, or you're going to end up with extra stitches. So I just did a simple yarn over that I will remove on my next round. And I'm going to knit front and back. And knit 3. Okay, it says knit all the stitches to 6 stitches from the end, dropping 3 of the yarn overs, keeping only 1 on the needle, and resulting in an elongated stitch. Okay, so here's a tip. If you make this shawl or any shawl that has a bunch of yarn overs, the problem with these is sometimes they're hard to push down to the tip of your needle. If possible, if you can work on a set of interchangeable needles, you can swap out not your working needle, which is the needle that's making the stitches, but your needle that's holding your stitches. You can swap it out to a size lower. And what's going to happen are these stitches are going to slide around a lot easier for you. However, I'm working on a pair of fixed because these are just my favorite Chi-Goo fixed for shawls, because the red cable is so stiff to me. It kind of supports the shawl better. But I know it's just a personal preference. Okay, so when you look at your stitches before you start dropping them, you will notice that there's only 1 stitch that's actually attached to the hole below, or the stitches below. And you can tell because it forms like this little purl bump. So you're looking for those little purl bumps. So you just want to make sure you knit into that one. And then you can just kind of slide these 4 over, knit into this one. And you can just pull them off at one time, making it a lot faster. So what I like to do is when I slide mine off, is I just use my thumb and put it below and hold it out of the way. And then knit through the actual stitch. And it looks like, you know, it's going to come off. It's not. It's fine. But we're looking for that little purl bump. And that is what we're knitting into. See that little purl bump? And that's all it is. So it's going to look kind of crazy as you're going along. Don't worry, it will look better. So as you go through, these are the previous rows I've done. And once you block this, it's really going to lay where it's supposed to, and it's going to really open up.